guys, Joe here from Bite Size Gnosis or Gnosis. Take 4 of this video. Oh my god, I did a video earlier and it flowed. And then I played it back and there was no goddamn sound. So here I am doing another video and it just isn't flowing. I've been out and I bought a new microphone and a new camera. And I just can't get it out. It's not flowing. So maybe I need to, if this one doesn't work, I'm going to come back to it, I think. But I've just watched a video and been inspired by the YouTube channel Inspired. Now, I get my content from various content creators out there. My 2 main go-tos are Mark Passio and Jason Bresciers. But I like to get different content, so I listen to Mark Devlin. I love Mark Devlin because he's just a normal guy like you and I. He's written 3 books called Musical Truths, and he just puts it out there. And he's feeling shit. He'll say, "I'm feeling shit." There's no like pretentiousness with him. He's just one of us, just a normal guy. And then there's the Inspired website, which I like to listen to, and there's others, but they're all about consciousness. Because as I've iterated in other videos, raising our consciousness is really important. So anyway, I've just watched a video from Inspired. I think he's called Gene Nolan. I think that's his name, and it's titled "Who Are They?" And often when I've been putting content out onto social media, people come back and ask me, "But who are they?" So they, in the truth movement, are the likes of your Bilderberg groups, your central banks, your Rockefellers, your Rothschilds, your JP Morgans, your own 300, the entities or the companies that control the system that we're jacked into. But in actual fact, the real they are our fellow man. And I'm going to read something from The Matrix, and again I've nicked this from Inspired, but he nicked it from The Matrix, so it doesn't matter. We're all nicking stuff from everyone else, aren't we? So it doesn't matter. It's about just getting the content out there, and we're all going to have different audiences at the end of the day, and mine's so small at the moment, but I've got 3 more new subscribers, so yay. But anyway, so Morpheus says to Neo, I think this is in the latest movie, the Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our energy. But when you're inside, you look around. What do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still part of that system. And that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. The Matrix is another one of those movies that is hidden in plain sight, and they're actually it's speaking to us, it's telling us. So you've got all these movies, you've got your dystopian movies, your futuristic movies, your sci-fi, your Avatar movies, your Matrix movies. And I think when you do start to unplug from the system, when you watch a movie, you actually see it. You see whether if it's a dystopian movie. Like, I can't watch a lot of stuff at the moment because I just see what they're trying to indoctrinate into the people to make normal. So I can't watch it. But The Matrix is one of those movies where they're actually telling us that, yes, we are in a matrix, but actually we do have the power to unplug from that matrix. And again, it all comes down to consciousness. So one of the disconnects that I've had recently is, so I read a book called Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare, and one of the paragraphs in that book that stayed with me, that I've remembered, is they control both narratives. So they control the mainstream media narrative and they control the alternative narrative, because it's all about mind control and controlling our perception. And David Icke talks a lot about this, and it's called a mind virus. So again, this is from ancient texts, ancient philosophies. So the ancient Indian tribes call it Watika, which is a mind virus. And that's how they've got everybody plugged into the system, because if they can control your mind, they're actually controlling your perception of reality. So how do we get out of this, this mind control? Now, we all like to share stuff because we feel that we need to be waking people up to the fact that they're plugged into this matrix. And when I read the Secret Society's book, I stopped sharing stuff. When I read that paragraph, I was like, right, that's it. They're not having my mind anymore. I was very close to deleting Facebook. That's it. I'm not sharing anymore. But then how do I make people aware? So one of the disconnects that I've had between certain philosophies, and we'll just say Jason Bashir's for now, is Jason talks about the collective conscious, the hive mind. We can't change that. We're never going to change it. So we have to work on the individual. Yet Mark Passio talks about the collective consciousness, which is actually something that the Hermetic philosophy discuss, and it's one of their 7 principles, and 7's a magical number, and I don't have the expertise to go into it. I need to do a lot more research on the number 7, but the 7 continents, the 7 wonders of the world, 7 is a massive number for the occult. But anyway, the 7 principles, and one of those principles is the mind is all, and the universe is mental. Now, what you can glean from that is that if the mind is all, then we are all, that's the collective consciousness, and the energy that we put out to the universe is what creates the mental. So that's where the manifestation happens. So we're all collectively manifesting. And it got me thinking about when we share stuff and we put it into the collective, we're actually manifesting it. But then how do we make people aware if we don't share stuff? And when I listened to Jason, and he talked about the collective, and we can't change that, we can only work on ourselves. And then Mark Passio, I had a real disconnect, because of course Mark Passio is all about sharing natural law. Everybody needs to be aware and living under natural law in order for us to beat the system and unjack from the system. Whereas Jason is get on with your lives and do what you need to do. And of course they're coming from slightly different angles there, because of course Jason is all about the simulation and the phoenix. But I kind of answered my own question regarding the disconnect between the Mark Passio philosophy and the Jason philosophy. And that disconnect was, the conclusion that I came to was, we have to plant seeds into the collective and hopefully not create fear, because fear is a tool that they use to control. And again, it's a fine line, because a lot of the stuff that they put out into the media is fearful. But once we've planted the seed, it's then up to the individual to then do their own homework and start raising their own consciousness. That was the conclusion that I came to. So guys, please give me your feedback. If you've got anything you can give me, any advice you can give me, anything on those 2 differing ideas, shall we say, of what Mark and other philosophers think with the collective consciousness. If we raise the collective consciousness, then we unplug from the system, whereas Jason, it's all about the individual the individual consciousness. But how do people know to about their own to raise their own individual consciousness without having the knowledge or the awareness? Oh my God, it's mind bending. But anyway, I'd love your feedback. Thank you for listening. Speak to you soon. Bye.